What's going on? What's up? What's good? What's good, everybody? Happy Monday. What's up, Monday? Hopefully, you guys are having a good start to your week. Hopefully, you're having a good start to your week. I'm here representing. Y'all know what it is. Why am I getting this breakup? But that's okay. That's all right. That's fine because I just want to come in, show some love, bring some positive energy. Hopefully, you guys are doing great. Y'all know what it is. First things first. First things first. I salute the divinity in you. I respect the divinity in you. Yeah, so I just want to come by, hang out a little bit, see what's going on in the world, what's going on in your neck of the woods, what's going on in your side of the world. Right now, it was raining today where I'm at, but I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. Remember, you know, without the rain, you're not going to be able to get the flowers to grow. You won't be able to get the grass to grow. So you need the rain just like you need the sunshine. Netflix and chill, whatever it is that you do on a rainy day. Today, I'm just, I hit the gym, doing my thing. No problems. What's going on? Check my whisper. What I gotta find out what the whisper is, and then I can check it. Maxi Digitals. I'll definitely check it out. You gotta put me on and let me know what that is. Maxi Digitals over there on Twitch. So yeah, I'm just in the building. And my thoughts. People want to know my thoughts on some things, but I'm not going to get into that right now. Yeah, so remember that. Make sure that you're creating, you're evoluting in mind. We tend to. I'm getting some interruptions or notifications here. Don't pay that any attention. But you have to evolve and evolve in mind, and you have to continue to grow. You have to definitely continue to grow, no matter what the situation is. No matter what the situation is, that what doesn't kill you only makes you stronger. All right, that what doesn't kill you only makes you stronger. If it doesn't kill you, it's only going to make you stronger. So get stronger. People are afraid of what they don't understand. We tend to be afraid of what we do not understand. I would say don't fear. Or fear could be either a jailer or it could set you free and you know, help you move forward and move past your fears. 50th Law, I'm reading 50th Law by 50 Cent. I've also got some good reading that I'm reading. I'm going to show you guys. I'm not going to keep you waiting for whatever I got to share, but I've got a couple of books that I'm rocking with right now for the readers out there. This is a good one. The Law of Financial Success. That's a killer. I also put a new video up yesterday. And I'm telling you guys, if you get a second to check out the video that I put up yesterday, it's how to become a millionaire. And it's Earl Shoaff. Earl Shoaff is the mentor to Jim Rohn. If you guys are into Jim Rohn, Earl Shoaff was responsible for Jim Rohn. But Jim Rohn definitely gives you the principles that can help you succeed and be successful. He teaches some things in that video that I posted yesterday, that audio book I posted yesterday. That's times I would say listen to that for like 20 minutes. Take out a pencil and a piece of paper, and you want to listen to it because it has some life-changing material there. There's some life-changing material in there. Definitely check out Earl Shoaff and How to Become a Millionaire. Posted it yesterday. Listen, guys, do yourself a favor. Check it out. It's 20 minutes, 24 minutes at tops. And I'm telling you, if you sit down and you listen to it, the only reason I posted it because I found it and it was like legit. But I'm going to work on it, and then I'll give you guys some feedback. Give you some feedback about what I think about it. I put it up there because I think it's going to be cool. I think it's going to be great, and definitely want you guys to get some of that. I also was checking out something that someone sent me today, and I want to go to it because I thought it was pretty cool. You know, I'll try this. I'll do this right here. I'll go to my guy Ja, and I'll bring him up, and I'll see what he's saying. See what my guy Ja says saying. This is on TikTok. Let me see. See if I can get the audio right. See if I can get the audio right for you. Because my guy, okay, I know what I did. There we go. I got it right.
You get what I'm saying? Rather than evil, we can move forward and we can evolve as a being, as a group, and as a human race and as a human mind. You want equality, you have to be and think equal. All right, Black Lives Matter because Black lives do matter. I was pro Black Lives Matter at a certain point, but you have to evolve past that. The whole point is equality. You're not going to reach equality if you keep aiming for the Black people. All it's going to do is empower you, yourself. You know what I'm saying? It's only going to empower the Black race. The more we go towards, okay, right and wrong, good and evil, and we try and get a certain amount of structure around good, you get what I'm saying? Rather than evil, we can move forward and we can evolve as a being, as a group, and as a human race and as a human mind. You want equality, you have to be and think equal. All right, Black Lives Matter because Black lives do matter. I was pro Black Lives Matter at a certain point, but you have to evolve past that. The whole point is equality. You're not going to reach equality if you keep aiming for the Black people. All it's going to do is empower you, yourself. You know what I'm saying? It's only going to empower the Black race. The more we go towards, okay, right and wrong, good and evil, and we try and get a certain amount of structure around good, you get what I'm saying? Rather than evil, we can move forward and we can evolve as a being, as a group, and as a human race and as a human mind.
Facts. I agree. I agree with all of that right there. I definitely agree with all that what my guy X was saying. And it's all about evolving. That's why I always say create and evolve. Grow. Don't get stuck. And that's what I refuse to do. I refuse to get stuck in anything, any theology, any ideology, anything. I refuse to get stuck, and it's all about growing. It's all about growing. So I salute that right there. Fazan sent me that today, and I checked it out. Now I rock with that. Y'all already know I rock with X heavy, and that's the reason. One of the reasons why I rock with X, because he was a mind way beyond his time, and he was always talking about minds. The minds have to wake up. The minds have to wake up. The minds, and people are gonna have to wake up in order for them to get some kind of understanding. Because once we wake up as a collective, as when we wake up spiritually, or we wake up to our higher selves and to our truth, then we can move forward as a human race. So yeah, I rock with y'all. Already know I rock with X heavy. And there was something else that Fazan had sent me, I believe, and I'm gonna put that up for you a second right now. I'm gonna show y'all this. I just want some input, and tell me what you guys think about this. I'm gonna share this and off to the races. So yeah, here we go. I'm gonna bring this page up, and this talks about. Let me go to the top because The Gate of God by Gary Osborne. Now, I didn't read this. Here's my disclaimer. I didn't read it, but I definitely is going to check it out. Had to come on because these guys were sending me that fire. I got that fire today. And what I did skim, let me see. I skimmed a little bit. Where the skull divides, there lies the gate of God. I mean, interesting. The God backwards is dog, but that's beside the point. The history of the world is profoundly scattered with elements of mystical enlightenment and all the wonderful symbolism that surrounds them. from cosmic processions and laid lines of to crystals and magic mushrooms. There's a whole range of different theories which endeavor to explain the unusual effects. So I'm gonna leave that right there. I believe the link. I can't. Let me see if I can share the link. I got to get the link, and hopefully I could share the link from Discord. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna copy that link there, and I will put that right in the comment section, and y'all can go for it if you want it. If you're here and you want to go for it, I don't want to sit here and read that, but I thought it was some. It looks like some interesting read. Definitely look like some interesting read. 555. Y'all take it whatever y'all want to take that for. But yeah, go check it out. I'm gonna paste it in the link. We'll paste the link in the comment section. Y'all can go check that out. I definitely rock with you. Ashita, what's going on? I'm chilling. I just wanted to come by today because it was Monday, fun day, showing some love. Just wanted to come on and just, hang out a little bit. Nothing major going on. How are you doing? I hope everything is going fine with you. Hope you're taking care of what you need to take care of. Thanks for rocking with the beautiful Infinite Creators. Thank you for rocking with us. Make sure you guys check us out on Instagram. Make sure you check us out on Facebook and all that good stuff. You know what I'm saying? I try not to get distracted, not just by mainstream media, but just, like XIX said, they can miss me with the bullshit. I don't want to get caught up in the crap. I just want to keep on creating and evolving. But I did share a book earlier, which I'm checking out. I'm checking out a couple. This is a dope. I got this for like $5 on Amazon, not even. This book is crazy. There you go. I'm going to give it to you right there. It's crazy. But I also put up a video yesterday, but it's more like an audio book by Earl Schoaf that I put up. This right here, I'm telling you guys, I started reading this, no lie, no cap. Started reading this morning, and I'm telling you, it's a banger. It's a banger. Okay, I'm highlighting this book because shit, it's got jewels all up and down it, nothing but diamonds. If you are into diamonds, or you into growing, or you into developing, or you into like whatever, growth is your natural desire. That should be a natural desire. This is one you need. Cheap on Amazon. I can't believe they sell us material for what they sell it for, man. I'm telling you, they can't give it away. I'm gonna read something. Let me see. Look at this. I've been reading this, and that's just all the shit I've been highlighting because, like I said, I'm just like, I want to apply it. Just don't be a reader, but be a doer. Apply this stuff when you start learning it. Apply it because it's information that's a game changer. But the last video I put up yesterday, How to Become a Millionaire, don't let the title fool you. You understand? Don't let the title fool you. What Earl Schoaf does in that audio book that I put up yesterday, it's only about 20 minutes. If you go on the page, you check out what I posted yesterday. And it's about 24 minutes. But what he does is he lays it out. He shows you how to use the law. He shows you how to use the law of the mind. He shows you how to plant the seeds. And he shows you how to get what it is that you want. And he teaches you, like, it's simple. And the one big thing that he talked about that most of us don't do, Earl Schoaf. Earl Schoaf was the mentor to Jim Rohn. Now, Jim Rohn, anybody, you guys, if you're in the like personal growth, you ever heard of Jim Rohn? Jim Rohn is awesome. But Earl Schoaf, you guys probably heard of Tony Robbins or some of these other guys. This guy is like the guy who like set it off, from what I'm understanding. Now, I know there's other guys like a Rise and Sweat Martin. And, we could go on for days. But the video, the audio book that I put up yesterday, I'm telling you, people are going to sleep on it because they don't think. And another, Elizabeth Town, oh my God. She tells you how to absolutely absolutely activate the solar plexus, which was mind blowing. And I checked her out on YouTube. I wish I could find that for you right now. Elizabeth Town. She was one of the first people, and then I want to say the new thought movement or whatever. Some people get caught up into what's new age, new thought. I could give two shits. If it works for me, it works for me. If it doesn't work for me, I don't rock with it. You know what I'm saying? I don't care. If it works for me, if it serves me, I use it. If it doesn't serve me, I discard it. So I don't trip about it. I don't trip out about it. But what I'm telling you is Elizabeth Town talks about activating the solar plexus. I wish I could find it for you right now. I want to read a passage because, like I said, I'm in this book right now, and I've read a couple of chapters. Talks about mental attitude. Talks about, and it's serious. Yep, your mental attitude is serious. There you go. What's up, XIX? Thanks for coming by and showing some love. You know, they can mess me with that bullshit, and they talk about money. But I'm gonna read. Let me see if I can read a paragraph for you. There is no idea that seems so much misunderstood as this idea of money. On the one hand, we find many people engaged in a mad chase after money for money's sake. And on the other hand, many others who are decrying money as the root of all evil and severely criticizing the tendency of the age to seek money actively. Both of these classes of people are wrong. They are occupying the opposite sides of the road of reason, whereas truth is found here, as always, in the middle of the road. The man who seeks money as a thing of value in itself, the man who worships money as a very god, such a man is a fool, for he is mistaking the symbol for the reality. And likewise, the man who decries the pursuit and desire for money is a fool, evil thing. He who would make of money a devil, this man is likewise a fool. Here we go now. The wise man is he who sees money as a symbol of something else behind, and who is not deluded by mistaking the shadow for the substance, either for good or evil. The wise man makes neither a god nor a devil of money. He sees it as a symbol of almost everything that man may obtain from the outside world, and he respects it as such. He sees, while it is true that avarice and greed are detestable and hurtful qualities of mind, qualities of mind, qualities of mind. Remember that. What's up, hot dog? I see you. Still, the lack of the proper desire. Remember, desire, all things start with desire for and striving after money makes of a man creature devoid of all that makes life worth living. You guys, I'm telling you, listen, I'm just chilling. Yeah, I'm gonna be here. I just have to been on a little hiatus. But yeah, I've been rocking with that. And another one, y'all already know. I got a couple, but I know I showed you guys this too. I know I showed you this too. I was rocking with this, but this one is a beast too. Like I got so much material right now. I'll be like, oh, I gotta catch up. But yeah, I'm not gonna get it. I'm not gonna dive into all that. I've been pretty good. I've been studying. I've been putting in the work. I've been grinding all my life. Sacrifice. Gotta pay the price. You know what I mean? But if you check out the audiobook, I was telling these guys, if you check out the audiobook that I put up yesterday of Earl Schoaf, How to Become a Millionaire, I'm telling you guys, take a piece of paper, do yourself a favor. I've already listened to the thing like 10 times already. 10 times. Take your notes. Why? Because he lays it out. He gives you a simple plan to follow. It's not hard. I know what I was going to tell you. The one thing that most of us forget to do, and it's called the law of acceptance. The law of acceptance. When you set a goal, it's say thank you and leave it. Bury it in the subconscious mind and let the subconscious go to work. But Earl Schoaf shows you how to take the seeds, which are your thoughts, you know, how to come up with a description for what you want, how to come up with a vision for what you want, how to write it down. Then you fucking plant it in the subconscious mind. Remember, the conscious mind is the gateway. It's the guard to the subconscious mind. The conscious mind is the guard. It guards your subconscious mind. For example, listen, I was sleeping the other night and I had the TV on, and for some reason I was downstairs, and one of my kids came downstairs, but I woke up because something was on TV. Because I left the TV on, something was on TV that shouldn't have been on TV, man. And I'm like, oh my goodness. So be careful with sleeping with the TV on, guys. Let the conscious mind guard your subconscious mind. Your conscious mind, your waking mind guards your subconscious mind. Protect that. Protect it. Yeah, check it out. Yeah, you definitely got to check the audiobook out because it is going to. Listen. I've had it and I just didn't have a time to really like dig into it. And when I posted it, I'm like, oh my goodness, this guy is just giving it all away. Yes, he's giving it all away. I've never heard a clearer description. I've heard Earl Nightingale and certain people like that talk about the mind and how it's a field and how your thoughts are the seeds, but I've never had anybody explain it like Earl Schoaf explained it. He explained it. He broke it down. And I'm like, that's it. Simple. He was using how to get a Cadillac as an example. You could have anything you want if you know how to plant the seeds, if you know how to work with the law, if you understand the law. Most of us do not understand the law. You understand? Shouts out to my guy X. I do this every now and then, but shout out to X because he would always talk about the law. People are always afraid of what they don't understand. Always afraid of what they don't understand. Learn your laws. Learn your laws. The law of life. The law of life. The law of appreciation. There's so many different laws. And once you understand what the laws are, then you can work with it. Like the example that Earl Schoaf gave was like, he said, there was a boulder and over years, the boulder kept growing and it kept growing. And then all of a sudden the boulder like got loose one day and it started rolling down the hill and then it like crashed into a tree. Now, until men figured out how to manipulate that environment, that boulder can't not destruct what's in his path. But if man would notice the boulder, he could either move the trees or he could manipulate the environment so the boulder could go somewhere else. So there's always a cause. There's always a cause. Even when we talking money, everybody want to try to figure out how to get your money. But this one shows you not just the money, it teaches you the law of financial success. The law. Anybody who want to get my pockets fat, I'm all about that. Anybody who want to help me grow, I'm all about that. I'm all about that. Okay, remember to remember. Here you go. There's also something. There you go. All the time. But life, what happens is a lot of times life goes so fast, guys. I'm telling you, it goes by fast. It goes by fast. And if you don't take the time to remember, you're going to miss out on everything. You're going to miss out on everything because you just smell the flowers. Smell the flowers. I get it. Remember to remember. Remember those who came before us. Remember, what's going on. But remember, enjoy it. This is a journey. This is your journey. But the thing is you get to create it. Even though you're creating all the time, you get to create what it is that you want. You don't have to. I'm not going to tell you not to work, but when you understand the law and when you learn how to use the law, game over. So for me, right now, where I'm at on my path and on my journey, it's all about the law. I remember growing up, I would hear scriptures and people say, for me and my house, we will serve the Lord. But what people, as I got older, I came to understand what the Lord means. The Lord means the law. When you understand the law. That's why I said, get understanding on what the law is, and you can begin to work with law. Even though your life is governed by feelings and emotions, your life is governed by laws, natural laws, universal laws. I will not stop saying it. Your life is governed by laws. You have to learn it, because if you learn it, then you could set yourself. The mind is free. Then you could grow. But if you're working your whole life and you never stop to think, thinking is the key. If you never stop to think and you never stop to question, then you're gonna live a life and you're gonna wonder how you got there. So when you talk about remembering to remember, you just don't want to wake up one day and find yourself someplace that you don't know how you got there. You don't have to settle in life. Too many of us settle in life. We settle. There's no need to settle. There's no need to. Everybody says, oh, you could have what you want, you could do what you want, you could be what you want, but yet nobody wants to figure out and learn what it is that they need. Not everybody's giving you the game. They don't understand the game. Okay. Hey man, I salute you. I salute you. You know that, my guy. You know that. Yeah. No, I get it. I understand. You got to take care of yourself. Remember, if you don't take care of yourself, hot dog, who are you going to be able to help? Who are you going to be able to take care? You got to take care of yourself. Your star player. Your star player. Feed that mind. The spirit. Feed it. Feed it. Feed it. Remember, you have to guard your mind. You do that. Nobody else is going to do it. Nobody. I keep on saying nobody's coming to save you. You can cry. I can cry. You could be like, oh, I'm tired. Oh, I got work. Oh, I got to do this. Nobody gives a damn. Nobody. Take it from me firsthand. But you take care of your star player. You do that. And just remember, you love yourself. Oh, I was talking about Elizabethtown as well. Elizabethtown. If you guys can find Elizabethtown on YouTube, oh my goodness. I'm telling you guys, unbelievable. She's a game changer. She said, you are the Son of God. S-U-N. You radiate the light. You understand? The light in you radiates. You're the Son of God. I'm just guys, y'all gonna have to do some researching, because y'all gonna think I'm bullshitting, but I'm not bullshitting. I'm putting y'all on to some OGs, some real OGs. The thing is that I need, yeah, we all do. We all need balance. You right. We all need balance. There you go, and things like that. There you go. Yeah, you got to do that. Everybody got to find balance. You'll find the balance. It's gonna take a little time. It'll take some time, but you'll find it. You'll find it. And there was another one that I was reading. I can't remember the book that I was reading. They were talking about how to create new habits and new habits of thinking and new thoughts and how to get rid of the old habits. I'm telling you guys, it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. But the key is knowing what you want in this life. Knowing what you want. You ask the average person what they want, they couldn't tell you. They could tell you what they don't want. They could tell you, if you ask them how they feel, if they feel good, they'll be like, oh, I feel all right. But if they're feeling bad, they'll tell you, they'll give you a description on how bad they feel. They'll tell you how bad they feel. Why? Because the world is mostly probably negative. So they can tell you all the bad that they feel. Okay, what's the question, hot dog? Who was the person that guided you through your journey? Well, there were several, for me, and I'm still on my journey and I'm still on my path. We all are on a journey until we get to that final destination. I don't want to even say the final destination, but it's the transition to the next realm of consciousness and awareness. But I can name, there's several people, there's several books, ideas, there's things that happened in my life that caused me to shift my thinking. But I can remember it was a summer, maybe like 6-7 years ago. I always was the black sheep in the family. I always thought different than everybody in my family. I grew up in a family, religious family. Dad's a preacher. I grew up in very, I don't want to say orthodox, because, I grew up in a religious family. So, as I kept growing and evolving, I would always have questions that nobody could really answer. So one day I came across a cousin of my wife's, and he was just talking to me one day. And I'm just not really like into it or whatever he was talking to, but he had me look up some information. He said, I'm like, yo, I'm good. My dad's a pastor. I don't really, he said, don't you know there's more out there? And I think that's when the light went off for me. He said that there was more. And me being a smart ass, I had to go look for more. I always thirst for hunger for righteousness. And I always thirst for knowledge. And I always wanted to know. So I would say my wife's cousin was probably one of the first people who came across my path to get me to even look outside the box. I also have another friend of mine. He grew up sort of like me, but we worked on music for like years. For years, we still work on music. And my brother was like, we came into a certain amount of knowledge at the same time. For me, it was like I had answers. I started getting answers like real fast, and I started having questions, and I started getting information real fast. And it was like he was the only person that I really could have talked to at the time, who even had an idea what was going on with me, because it was a spiritual awakening. There was things that were happening, and I started seeing on a higher level. I started getting things, and it became real clear. I'm not saying I'm perfect. I'm not saying that I'm self-righteous or anything like that. I'm just saying I came into a certain amount of knowledge, and when I started coming into that knowledge, these were people. My friend was one of the people who walked in through. I want to say walked through the door with me. So I had that. So I'm gonna salute these guys first, because and then when you start talking about getting a certain amount of information, a certain amount of knowledge that challenged my thinking. Some of the people who challenged my thinking, and you guys know X challenged my thinking, but I was already on the path maybe a few years before I even ran into X. But X, when I got into X, it was like the science. He brought the science to it for me. When you start talking about the laws, and you start talking about universal laws and natural laws and things like that, X really brought that to the forefront for me. But then there were other guys like I would say Dr. Ben or Dr. Clark. These were some of the guys who popped up at me and just challenged my thinking. I want my thinking to be challenged. And then when I started hearing some of the stuff that they were saying, it was strange. It was strange. It challenged my whole belief system. It challenged everything. Yep, there you go. Everybody's not on the same frequency. Everybody's not on the same frequency. Everybody's not on the same wave. Everybody's not on the same lane. And everybody don't come into it at the same time. You know what I'm saying? Everybody don't come into it at the same time. That's why when you talk about X, or anybody talk about X, you got to really understand what it is that X really did. And a lot of times people don't understand. They'll get into the spooky shit. They'll get into the weird shit because people are entertained by that. You know what I mean? They want to talk about the devil and witchcraft and things like that. And I'm not saying what's what, but I'm just telling you, look at the good. Look at the good. Take the good. Take the good. I've heard the stories. I've had people hit me up and say this and say that. But for me, I can only speak for me. I got the good. And I question everything. And I tell you guys, question me. Don't just take what I'm telling you. Go do your own homework. Go find the answers. They're out there. And if you want to know, just ask the creator or whatever you subscribe to. I don't care what it is that you subscribe to. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you subscribe to, whether it's your ancestors, whether it's your angels, whether it's God, Jesus, I don't care, Buddha, Krishna, I don't care what you subscribe to. You know what I'm saying? The big illusion, I call it a delusion, but the big illusion in life is that we're all separate. That's an illusion. But you have to come to that understanding of that. Everybody has a mind. Whether they know it or not. Everybody has one. Universal mind, universal awareness, universal consciousness, the oversoul. I mean, I could go on for days. But this journey is not about how smart I am or how smart you are. This journey is about remembering who you are. Remember who you are. I am spirit and entity. I am spirit and entity. When you understand that you are spirit and entity having a human experience, most people don't want to accept that. They don't want to say that. It's easy to keep on going in the mundane, feeding the flesh, giving the flesh everything it wants, not denying the flesh anything, and pretending that it's all together. Nobody has it all together. I don't care who you are. Nobody has it all together. But you know what the majority of X fans didn't get what his real message was. Come on, they got to know what that was, hot dog. They ignored everything because most of them are childs and they want to have fun and focus. Well, you come on, man. Think about it. Think about it. When you want to let's put him in context. X lived a interesting life. He lived fast. He lived hard. He lived. Let's not get it twisted. X would say he said he was really like 45. He said he was really like 45. He was very mature, fast, and that for me that amazes me because the amount of information. That's why I feel like, he said he felt like he was here before. He feel like he was from the moon. He felt like he was from the moon, and he came back and he was like, damn, I'm back in this realm of slavery. I'm back in this realm of slavery. But the young man understood. He had wisdom for the ages. Wisdom for the ages. I don't care what nobody says. Wisdom for the ages. And with that kind of knowledge and that kind of power, yeah, X presented a problem because not just that he had the information and the knowledge, or he was growing, but X had a big platform and X reached a lot of people because of his influence. His influence. You see what I'm saying? He lived everywhere, but he knew. Come on, when you start talking members only, come on, man. How he was initiating people into that? I'm not gonna go there. But X lived. He lived, and he knew his strength, and he knew his reach, and he knew his influence. And he would tell, like he told academics, I have longevity. You know this. He knew he had longevity. And that's not saying he knew he had longevity and that he was going to be here for a long time, but he knew his reach and he knew his music was going to be here for a while. I heard somebody say, I'm going to say this, I'm going to get it out here. I heard somebody say, yeah, X made a deal. And I'm like, okay, if that's what your take is. But like I said, if he made a deal, right, he was real clever. And I mean, from what I understand, he was real clever because he's still affecting people to this day. He will affect people forever. Now, I also heard someone say, well, woman beater, X is woman beater, and I laugh at that. I said, we all make mistakes, and I'm not an XXX Tentacion apologist. I will never apologize. I wasn't there. I've heard tapes and things like that. And I choose not to focus on the negative. You understand? I choose not to focus on that because I know how. Like, one thing my dad asked me one time, my kid was growing up, and I was like, hey, I went to my dad, and I'm, man, this kid don't listen. This kid's this. And my dad said, he looked at me. He said, what were you doing when you were 18? What were you doing when you were 19? And I stopped and I looked back. So did he probably make mistakes? Of course. We all make mistakes. Nobody's born perfect. Nobody's born perfect, but he lived. Now, do I think he tried to make good? Yes, I think he tried to make good. There's no doubt in my mind that he tried. Did he do more good than he do bad? I think he did more good than he did bad. I think he tried to change his life. I think he tried to help people who were depressed. I think he tried his best with the tools he had to make a difference in the lives of a lot of people. A lot of people. He sacrificed himself for the good of others. He said it himself that he lived the majority of his life helping people, and he was putting all these things out and studying. There's no doubt in my mind. There's no doubt in my mind. That's why I say when I recognized it, and it didn't take me long to recognize it, coming into him, I wish I was into him more. I had more time to resonate with him before all that transpired. But yeah, he was definitely a huge influence, a huge impact. You know, everybody don't, you know, people who like they see me or they ask me what's the deal, and for me it's simple. It's simple. Like I said, it's the universal laws. It's what's your spirit. Most people don't understand what their spirit is. Mind. But the average person can't tell you what that is. The average person can't tell you what it is. X got it. And even if you listen to his music, if you're just a fan and you're listening to the music, it's hard for you not to get the message. But when you start researching and you start looking at videos and you start watching interviews, and I mean, it was like I was obsessed at one point. I'm like, what the hell? My wife was like, what? Why you like this guy so much? I'm like, you can't hear what he's saying. Like, you can't hear what he's saying. Let those who have ears hear. Let those who have eyes see. Most of it was spiritual. Most of it was spiritual. I know who it is. There you go. He lived a crazy life. Yes, but he lived. There you go. But how many people live and they do what they want to do and people don't get it? There's always gonna be people who come here and they're game changers. They're game changers. X was clearly a game changer. Clearly. You know, and my nephew told me about my nephew right here, Jeff. He told me about X too. Went to see him one day. He was like, "Yo, you got to check this guy." I checked him out, and X was he lived up to everything, the expectations. And when people ask me who's my favorite artist, for me, it's not even close because I don't think people risk. I don't think artists risk what he risked. He risked it all. When you talk about risking it all, that guy risked it all. He risked it all for a generation. For a generation. He was trying to save a generation. A generation. And I find it noble. I find it noble. I think it's noble. I thought it was beautiful. And like I said, long live Ja. For me, long live Ja. And if people don't get it and they don't understand that, I feel sorry because, like I said, the young man had so much. He gave so much. Spoke to a lot of his fans, and all they see is the music that killed their depression and helped them get through it. But they don't see the real message and what he wanted to study. Well, I think for me, one of the real messages that I got, and I don't know how I got here, but one of the real messages that I take away from X, you know, shit, I'm almost 50. You know what I'm saying? And X was not even, he was just turning 20, or he just had turned 20. And the real message, I got from him was, it's never too late to change. It's never too late to change. No matter how bad people say he was, no matter people will call him a demon and a devil and all that stuff they said about him, it didn't matter because he knew whatever he did or whatever he was into, he told you there were some things that he was into that people were unaware of. They were unaware of. And he also said people usually fear what they don't understand. Facts. People are afraid of what they don't understand. You know what I mean? But once you get the understanding and you get the knowledge, then you evolve. You evolve. There's nine realms of consciousness. 9, maybe more. I'm not gonna get there. I'm not gonna go there. But there were things that he understood clearly. But if you don't like research or you don't do your homework, I know the guy was a reader, you know, and I remember asking him, what do you read? He said, I'm not reading right now. But then when you start looking at words like just a simple word like we got to get into a pack. I mean, you guys look up what that word means. Start looking up some of the things that he's saying. Start watching some of the videos that he was talking about. Start listening to some of the interviews. And I'm telling you, it's hard to not like listen to the interviews and not get anything from it. But and this is what I would say, it all depends on where you are on your journey. It all depends on where you are on your journey. There you go. We all should be on that path. I would call it the path of self-enlightenment. And oh my God. You know what I'm saying? You know, he was down that road. He said he wanted to be a monk. But I feel like everyone realized his message when it was too late. Yes. I don't know if everybody realized the message, but who the message is for, who the message is for. That's why when you see the greats that come along in life, not everybody get the message. Like there's some people, even to this day. I mean, Tupac was the big artist during my day when I was a young man, and there's people who still don't get his message or what his message was. Tupac was for the downtrodden. He was for the people who were being beat up politically by the government, by social injustice. That's who Tupac was. But I think X said he was better. And as an artist, I agree. I agree. I agree. X was like, I don't know an artist who I would even put up against X. I mean, for me, and I'm just talking message, context, skills. I mean, you just the versatility was the range was too big. And I just feel like at the end of the day, whether those guys were on MK Ultra or whether it was just jealousy, I think it was probably jealousy, or it could have been MK Ultra. And they just took something away from the world that we needed. We need it, but like I said, X left us with a lot, and it's tough. I'm not gonna say and lie to you, not just as a fan, but as a supporter. You know, he had a family. He had a real family, but he considered the people, you know, who supported him his family. You guys know that. I don't have to tell you that. Any real X fan would know. You know, they would know. You know, dealing with people, you know, a lot of times it's hard. You know, if you've been kicked around by the system, if you're depressed and people look at you like you're crazy, if you're sick or you're sad, you got shit going on, and not everybody can understand. But I think what he did as an artist, or he did as a person, is he not only put himself in your place, but he lived his life and he tried to show you that, hey, you could do it. You could do it, not by just telling you, not just by telling you, but by literally doing it. Like, he's like, hey, if I can do it, I'm no better than nobody else. You could do it too. And I think he was giving you the roadmap. I believe that X was giving you the roadmap. Like I said, something, I don't want to say simple, because like I said, I'd never heard the universal laws or natural laws in almost 40 something years. And it was like, what the, shut the front door. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if your pastor's going to tell you about universal laws. I don't know if your pastor knows about it. But once you know what the law is, you can live in harmony. The law of harmony, the law of harmony. You can live in harmony and you can make your life better. But your life is only going to be as good as your knowledge, your what you know. Ignorance is the only devil that there is, guys. Ignorance. So when you're ignorant, then you that's the devil. You don't know because that's the devil. Ignorance. So get knowledge. Get knowledge. Back then, the people won't realize he's a genius. Well, he knew that and he said that. People wouldn't realize how important he was. Well, like he said, he took the divine road. You're talking about him taking the divine road. Of course, he was helping a lot of people. He was helping a lot of people. So when people start talking about selling the soul or making a deal with a demon and things like that, I can't really get into that. I got my personal opinion, but like I said, the greater good, when I say the greater good, if he did that for the greater good, I gotta salute it. I just gotta salute it. I don't know how many people would do it. You know, you get the material things and it's only for a little while and then you're out. Like, come on, man. That thing, come on, like serious? Come on. It's very brave for him to still stand. Yeah, I mean, but remember what comes with fame. Yeah, it's hard, of course. Imagine that being your child. Imagine that being your brother, or imagine that being your son or your cousin. Imagine that. Imagine that. Imagine that. If nobody, he already knew it. He would say it. But remember how powerful your words are. Remember how powerful he knew it when he was like, he don't think he was going to live to see probably like 27. And it was way earlier than that. But X at 30 would have been, oh my God, X at 40. I mean, the world lost a real one. The world lost a real one. But he knew it. He knew it. He knew that he knew too much. He said if he had kids, him and his kids would have just run the world. They would have just run the planet. And I agree with him. I agree with him. based on, like I said, I don't know where he got his information from. Maybe it was supernatural. Maybe I don't know. I don't know where he got his information from, because he had a lot of information and he had a lot of wisdom. And I don't think it just comes from books. I think it comes from life and living. But I also think you have to tap in. You have to tap in. You have to tap into the universal mind. You gotta be at peace with who you are. And I think he did that. I think living, I mean, he was a dad to a lot of people. And I'm not just talking about him saying, he's got 8 million kids low key. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about he was a dad. He was a father figure for a lot of people as a young man. Because when you come from the bottom, like started from the bottom, now we hit, like he literally started from the bottom. Shouts out to Ski Master Slump God. I mean, when you hear the guy, I laugh a lot of times because listening to a lot of the interviews, I'm like, they were kids, just kids, just kids. But when you're making that kind of money, when you've got that kind of fluence, who gonna tell you anything? You riding around with no security, Snitch 9. I mean 6ix9ine. He was talking about how he walked around with security. He said X didn't have security, and we saw what happened. And he said somebody else, I can't remember, but he got security, and he's a puss. I'm like, well, we all know what it is. I don't got to get into that. I don't got to get into that with him. But like I said, could he have moved better? I think I think of course he could have moved better. But when then you don't fear. And next thing you guys know, he didn't fear anything. That guy didn't fear anything. So it was just and it's just a part about when there's nothing to fear. There's nothing to fear. Yeah, I agree. But when you're not afraid, you're not afraid. X would have gone anywhere. You guys notice he was in California by himself. He would go anywhere. He'd go to Indiana. He made this up. What did he make? Look at me at. He made that in was it Chicago or Indiana somewhere? He made that song. But you guys notice he was for the people. He was for the people. He was for the people. Nobody can dispute that. Nobody can dispute that, whether you like him or you hate him. You can love him or you can hate him, love him or leave him. But he was definitely for that generation. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, in 9 months, I mean, and he said he was astral projecting in jail. Yeah, well, yeah, sometimes, like I said, he was a friend of X's. Well, I remember him and X was trying to keep him and Trippie Redd from tripping out on each other. But yeah, it's just amazing. It's amazing because like 9 months in solitude, and come on. I mean, I going to jail isn't something that or reform school or whatever you want to call it, being locked away. That's not cool. That's not cool. He like he said, don't glorify being a shooter. Don't glorify why praise these guys for being being murderers and things like that. That's not cool. He was actually trying to change the culture. He was trying to single-handedly change the culture. You guys know how much money's made when these rappers talk about bullshit? Who work with that? Okay. Yeah, I heard about that. I believe it. I believe it. Because it's like when you have that hunger, when you have that desire, when you have that knowledge, you gotta quench that thirst. You gotta quench it, and he was definitely a student. He was definitely a student of life. He was definitely a student of life. Do I have all the answers? No, I don't have all the answers. But I miss him as an artist. Like I said, I like listening to the interviews. Anything I could digest from him, I grasp. But like I said, in the music, the messages he left, the things that he said, trying to help the generation, because he knew that that the younger generation were facing an uphill battle. He knew it. He knew it, and he lived a tough life, fast and hard, fast and hard. That's how X lived, fast and hard, fast and hard. But like I said, he was an example on what to do and what not to do. So I hope you guys are paying attention. You can learn how to create music. You can learn how to create the life you want. You could do that. You could do it. But you understand, you gotta be conscious. You gotta be conscious of certain things. Your surroundings, the people you surround yourself with. I mean, that was somebody who, from what I gather, that was somebody who had some kind of run-in with him, or somebody who they knew acquaintances or whatever. I don't know the whole story, but I'll definitely check it out more. Let's see. Couple of books. The Alchemist. Oh yeah. I'm sure. Listen, there's no doubt in my mind the guy was a reader. There's no doubt in my mind. I know he said he didn't read, and he already had cultivated that mind. But I just think he was around either somebody who was into a lot of esoteric knowledge, or he was around people who were into certain things, and he was able to grasp it. Not everybody could pick it up. I mean, a lot of this time when you get into like occult knowledge, it all depends. It all depends on the background. Like there were certain things in my life that I knew. I'm like, yo, something's off here. I knew something was off, and I had to go searching for questions. So I asked my dad one day. I'm like, hey, who was into this in the family? Because usually, guys, when you get into certain things, it usually shows back up in the family, in the bloodline, whether it's the DNA in your makeup. There's certain things that you try to run from and you may not understand it, and it shows back up. Why? Because where the ancestors are, they're in you. You understand? A lot of the stuff, the stories that they tell you, that's all about you. That's all about you. That's not outside of you. That's what's in you. So if you had the ancestors that were probably into, I want to say, witchcraft or voodoo or something like that, that shit's gonna come around somewhere, even if it skips you. Like you say, okay, you could say, okay, Chris, you was a decent athlete, you were okay athlete. Okay, it's gonna probably skip my kids. Listen, it'll skip my kids, and guess what? A couple of generations that may show up again. You might be a great artist, like you might can draw. Like one of my kids was just drawing from since I can remember. Well, where did that come from? You know what I mean? Nobody had to teach her how to draw. She's a great artist. But it had to come from somewhere. It's in the DNA, and people don't understand the importance of your genetic makeup and your DNA and all that, and what's in you, and what's been passed along from generations. It's there. It may be dormant until you learn how to figure it out. It may be dormant, but maybe you may have gifts and talents that you don't even know about because you haven't exercised it. You don't know where to go get the answers. Search for answers. Some days you may not understand. I remember those guys were walking around with the upside down cross. And I'm like, shut the front door. What's this? And immediately you're thinking it's something satanic or something evil or something like that. Until you go and you look it up and you see what it is. Oh, this is what that means. Yeah, it's really not. It's nothing. But if you're weirded out and you're into like religion or something, then you're gonna be like, oh, this is crazy. But the upside down cross, from what I understand, it was for Saint Stephen, or whatever Stephen was in the Bible, and they buried him upside down on the upside down cross. But you gotta get into symbolism and things like that. But the average person won't be able to know that. So they'll look at it and they'll be like, that's satanic, that's the devil, that's evil. But I think most people got to do a little more homework or ask the questions. Just like you've got I think it's the what's the star? The Star of David, but it's really like the as above, so below. Like what's inside is what's going to be outside, like that star. But most people don't know it because it's symbolism. Your universal mind, guys. You don't hear words, it's symbolism. That's why visualization is so important. Visualization is so important. To visualize, I'm going to say this again, to be able to visualize is so important. It's so important. Visualize. It's key. Let's say, I think he said that he didn't read at the time because he didn't want, okay, yeah, uh-huh. Well, I don't care for academics, but that's neither here nor there. But yeah, I'm sure that he was a reader. I'm sure he probably was an avid reader. Avid reader. Yeah, but I don't think X was in trouble. Yeah, people hate on X because they didn't know no better. How could you hate on a I don't want to say kid, but a young man. I can't hate on a young man for being that gifted and being that talented. And I think, and I know for a fact, I know what from like I heard when X said he was better than Tupac. When he and I was listen, I was a Tupac fan. Trust me, I was a Tupac fan. But when he said, when I don't like academics, just because I think academics put X in a position, asking him about things that he shouldn't have, and what academics being how old Act was at the time, and asking this 19-year-old about certain situations. It didn't fly. You know what I'm saying? I think he had a relationship with X, and I think Dumas had a relationship with X. I think Dumas covered X pretty good. I liked how he covered X, but academics, I just think he just comes across as a weasel. That's me. And if y'all ever see him, tell him OG Chris said he's a clown for asking X that bullshit he was asking X. You gotta like even when Trick Daddy was sticking up for Kodak when I think who's the guy on the radio in New York was going at Kodak, and Trick Daddy had to step in. I can't remember the guy's name, but I remember it. And Trick Daddy stepped in, but I just think academics wasn't really fair. Like, if somebody's in a situation, why even ask about the situation? Don't even ask about the situation. If you're dealing with legal issues, let the person, artist, whoever, deal with their issues and leave it alone. Leave it alone. If you was his friend, academics wasn't his friend. People don't realize that. But Act was just trying to get clout. Act was just trying to get his numbers up, and Act was trying to use X. But X was smart enough, so X knew. X wasn't stupid. But like I said, I got mad because I think academic tried to take advantage. That's me personally. And if anybody asks, tell them OG Chris said it from the Infinite Creators. I don't got no, hey, I don't got no problems in letting them know how I feel about him. So I think he was a sucker for that. He got a good interview, and then he brought X on the live, and X didn't even know he was on the live. Like, who does that? Who does that? And if I call you up and say, "Hey, would you do a live?" I'm gonna ask you if you're gonna do a live. I'm just not gonna put you on the live without you knowing you're on the live. He got X on the live. He sneak X. So that wasn't cool with me either. That wasn't cool with me either. That Act sneak X and brought him on the live. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, there you go. Which was crazy. I thought that was stupid. I didn't. That's why I said I don't mess. After that interview, I didn't watch anything academic said. Anything. I don't watch his content. I don't care. I just don't. I don't rock with him. I didn't rock with him after that. He wanted to put. Yeah, there you go. No doubt. No doubt, because he was trying to get his numbers up. I mean, he already got numbers because X was rolling with him. X was already showing him love. X was showing him love, and he tried to exploit X. Just like, but X probably was used to people trying to exploit him. He was probably used to that. And he was smart, and X understood. Trust me. But like he said, he said, "Damn, man, how you gonna have me on the live and don't tell me that we on the live?" I was wrong. I'm like, yo, he called him out on it. He's like, "No, I'm cool. I just had my cousin over earlier, but yo, bro, I didn't know we were live." And that right there already put you on notice and let you know what it was. But yeah, I rock heavy with X, but Act, I don't mess with Act after that. I didn't mess with Act no more after that. I was like, just go ahead and do what you're gonna do, bro. But he's not doing it for the culture. He's saying he's doing it for the culture, but X did it for the culture. He definitely did it for the culture. I didn't think I was gonna talk about this, but yeah, I don't have a problem with talking about my guy because, like I said, he had a big impact, and I'm not ashamed to say it. You know what I mean? People may not understand. I remember seeing people be like, "You can't get it. You don't understand it." The guy is the best artist in over 100 years easily, maybe in my lifetime. And I'm talking. You talking Michael Jackson, Prince. You talking about guys who are like, but these guys were like, I don't want to call them one trick ponies, but X could have do it all. Rap, sing, all that. He could have did it all. You know, oh. Let me see what you're saying, Hadam. Yeah, yeah, of course. Yeah, but X wasn't no idiot. He wasn't a fool. He wasn't stupid. Look at the deal that X had with his label. I mean, he pretty much took all that money. He told you all that was his energy. All that was his energy. But remember, he had a cult following, and I don't know how many I don't know how many people or too many people who could have a cult following. I mean, I don't know. Some of these fans nowadays is fickle, but you know, you grow, and when you usually an artist grows, the fans grow with them, and then they go through certain phases of life. And I think with that younger generation, I think they're gonna miss out on growing with X. It would have been phenomenal to see him grow as an artist. It would be fun. It would have been phenomenal to see him grow as a person and as a spirit, as a being. I think X was a once in a lifetime artist. There's no doubt. You know, people might forget him, and it'll be sad, but because for me, it's like I'm telling you, I got records, I got CDs, I got the posters. I mean, and I'm not no groupie. I'm just telling you that it's yeah, 3 weeks. You see what I'm saying? How many artists could do that? How many artists could do that? With the internet, well, he understood, clearly he understood marketing. You know, and this is one thing that people need to understand. The guy was a great marketer. X was a great marketer. He understood what people wanted. He got their attention, and then when he got their attention, he always delivered. Always. Even if he was fighting on the internet. I think he chilled. But that was all to get attention. That was all to get attention. Now he was down to fight. He's told you he would have been an MMA fighter. Think he'd have been great at that too. But he did that for attention. Remember, guys, when you're online, you're competing. You're competing for attention. You're competing for people to come check you out. You're competing. You got to market. If you don't market, then you're not going to get nobody to your channel. If you're not marketing, you're not going to get anybody to look at you. X knew what his job was. His job was to sell music. He was selling music. How did he get you to buy it? He knew his music was good, but he needed to grab your attention. What did he do? Shock and awe. Shock and awe. He shocked you, and then he gave you the awe. That's what X did. How many people are going to do what X did? See, and there's people of the school who feel like all attention is good attention. Any attention is good attention. Any press is good press. Even bad press is good press. I don't agree with that, but a lot of people feel like any press is good press, and probably X probably felt like he had to do something to leave his mark. To leave his mark, and whatever it took for him to leave his mark, he did what it took to leave his mark. And I don't think everybody would do that. You know what I'm saying? I don't think everybody would do that. There you go. Yeah, yeah, probably more likely. Yeah, you're right. I agree with you. I agree. I tell, come on, man. My kids know how much of I feel, how I feel about X as an artist, and they know, and I try to explain to them what he meant to their generation and to the world. You know, like I said, you're gonna always have that black eye woman beater or whatever. And what I say is like, listen, you know, I wasn't there. I can't dispute it. I can't, you know, whatever. I don't know what went down precisely, but I know the guy was trying to make a change in his life and make a change in the world. I know that. You could see it. But if you don't listen and you don't watch him and you don't pay attention, then you just think he was some freaking moron who was just being an idiot, and that's far from who he was. He wasn't a moron. He wasn't an idiot. He was a young man who had goals and dreams, who lived them out, who was living them out every chance he got. He was living out his dreams, and that's what he wanted you guys to do, and everybody out there, to live out your dreams. A cult following that would ride for them. Yeah. But like he said, it was a lot of work, and the emotional toll that it took on him to make the music or to feed that energy to the people who who he was providing it for, yeah, I'm sure it took a toll on him. I'm sure it took a toll on him. I mean, how would you just like it if people were just sending you hate just for no reason? I mean, remember, he did do a lot online to get a lot of attention. And I know Soldier Boy like to say he's the first rapper who did it online, but I don't think nobody did it like X did it online. I don't think X came up from the off the muscle. He did it all pretty much on his own with him and Ski. And then he just like when he became a solo artist, and he didn't even want to be a solo artist. And to me, it seemed like he just wanted to roll with Ski as long as he could have rolled with Ski. You know what I'm saying? Until they had their little fallout. But I think X was cool with being, the part of the duel. Ski Master X Temptation and the Ski Master Slum God. I think X was cool with that. But he had to respect Ski because he knew that his antics and what he did would always overshadow Ski, and he had to respect Ski as a man. And he got that. He understood that. But I think if X had it his way, he'd have rolled up with Ski forever. But we all grow, we all evolve. We all grow, we all evolve. But like I said, I didn't mean to go this long. But yeah, X was a big influence on my journey at a certain point. And then, like I said, I read a lot. So, like I said, one book usually leads to another. You usually find a dope artist, a dope writer, and then you find another one. When I'm not saying you're ever done. Neville Goddard is a big influence on me. Neville Goddard. I love Neville Goddard. Reverend Ike is another great one for me. I rock with James Allen. I rock with James Allen heavy. Ralph Waldo Emerson is a great one. Henry Ford, Napoleon Hill. I mean, the list goes on for me. But it all came together. But it was how it came together. You know what I mean? It's just how it came together. It was years of studying, years of questioning, and things happen. Listen, don't I'm not gonna tell you, oh, I just got here and I just did all this work. And I said, no, there were things that happened personally in my life that caused me to question. Caused me to question. But if you don't ever question, and a lot of times the universe do things and allow things in your life to get your attention, whether it's synchronicities, whether it's people coming in your life for a season. Certain things happen for you, but you have to recognize it. Either you're going to ignore it or you're going to stop and you're going to say to God, the universe, the creator, whoever, whatever works for you, what's going on? I need help. Give me some information. Give me some help. Give me some guidance. Give me some directions. Then you'll be chasing your tail like a dog chasing his tail in a circle. You don't want to do that. And for me, when things started happening in my life, I had to question. I kept questioning, and I got to a point where I want to know. I want to know the truth. Whatever it is, I may not like it, but I need to know. And when you get to a point where you need to know, and you're asking and you're seeking, you'll get the answers. Knocking, the door shall be open unto you. Seeking, you will find. But you got to be active. That's faith is action. It's active. It's you got to be proactive. So when you think your life is falling apart, the problem is that people's life is falling apart, but they don't know why, and then they don't seek the answers. The only thing is that you're not probably living in accordance with the law, or you probably don't. You don't have faith in you, and you don't have faith in you. So many of us have been programmed to fear. We all know what the outcome is. Everybody knows what the outcome is. Why are we're so afraid as a species? Why are we so afraid as humanity? Why are we so afraid? Oh, Steiner, I love Steiner. But I was already into reading Steiner. I was already into Steiner. Yeah, I look at Steiner. I immediately draw a correlation between X and Steiner when I started reading Steiner. But like I said, I read Steiner, and I automatically I knew X was into Steiner. There was no doubt in my mind. But like I said, even when you get into Steiner, if I listen to Steiner, I'm going to sleep. You know what I'm saying? And there's some things that I read and I'm like, okay, cool. But you got to be sharp when you start reading Steiner, because Steiner is deep and he's on another frequency completely, on another frequency completely. So yeah, I didn't mean to stay here this long. I just thought I was gonna jump in because I wanted to come by and show you guys some love. Thank you guys for rocking with me. Definitely thank you guys for rocking with me. I salute you guys. I humbly bow before you. Humbly bow before you. Remember to keep creating, no matter what, whether you're evoluting in mind, keep evolving. Keep evolving. The way to get off the pyramid is to use your mind, people. Use your mind. All right? Be more creative. Be more creative. If you solve minds, you solve problems with your mind. Okay? Guard your subconscious mind. But remember, you could reprogram your mind. You could reprogram your mind. Just don't program your mind by watching TV all day and listening to the trash. But you get to reprogram your mind if that's what you want to do. All right? Peace. So remember, all right, definitely. Send it to my Gmail. For some reason, I gotta figure out how to get back into my Infinite Creators email. So if you send it to my Gmail, I'll definitely check it out, Ashita. All right, hot dog, you take care of yourself too. You be safe. Keep grinding. Never stop. I salute the divinity, each and every one of you guys. To all the beautiful Infinite Creators out there, I salute you guys. Thanks for rocking with me. Make sure you have a great week. Make sure you let that light of yours shine. Let the sun shine from within you. All right? So I rock heavy. I rock heavy with the beautiful Infinite Creators. I'm out.